Sisterhood sounds beautiful. That is, until ambition and comparison step in. Welcome to another episode of Women Talk right here with me, Nadia Azmi. I want to know how many of you, raise your hand, if you ever had or someone that you consider to be a frenemy. But first of all, what do you define as a frenemy? Is it a love-hate relationship between two good friends? Or maybe it's a healthy competition among two friends? Or maybe it's being good friends, BFFs, in front of the public, in front of everyone, but really rivals and enemies behind closed doors. Think about that for a moment. But before that, let's get a little serious. I have some statistics. According to the Department of Statistics Malaysia, our gender gap index in 2023 stood at 70.5%. This means that nearly 1/3 of the gap between men and women still remains in areas like economic opportunity, leadership, and political empowerment. Not just that, even in entrepreneurship, where women are breaking new ground, yes, we see that, but only 20% of SMEs are women-led. It's still kind of low. So let's talk about this and see what's happening. In the studio with me, I have Dr. Hafsah Hashim. She is the founder and chairperson of Women Leadership Foundation, WLF. Welcome to Women Talk,
Thank you very much, Nadia.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
I'm excited because the last time I saw you was in a hall, a ballroom full of 1,000 people, I think, and you were up there giving your speech with full passion and fire. So I can't wait to see you bring the same energy here at Women Talk.
Truly humbled, thank you.
Welcome, Dato. And also next, Dato, is Anita Lawrence. She is Maxwell Leadership Certified Speaker, Trainer and Coach, as well as CEO of Exceed Excellence. Wow. What a repertoire of roles that you have there. Welcome, Anita, to the show.
Thank you, Nadia. I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, now I want to follow up on my question about having a frenemy, or whether even, do you even know what a frenemy is? I want to ask a personal question to the both of you. Have you ever had, since young until now, a frenemy in your life? Someone you considered one to be? Dato.
Well, that's very interesting. Whether do I have a frenemy?
It's okay, you can be honest. You don't have to disclose the name.
I must say, I believe that all of us, I think, at different parts of our life, do have a friend. And later, not so much of turning into an enemy, but become a competitor, or in this case, rivalry. For very good reasons, for the fact that, hey, am I not good enough for a post that I'm looking for? Or am I not good enough for a position that I was aiming for? So, and that puts me on the toes all the time to make sure that I am always prepared and be able to up on the lift and make sure that I'm better than the rest.
So it's a healthy competition and comparison.
Say, yes, it's more of a healthy competition, more than enemy. She may be my close friend, but I want to be... She's also my idol, probably, and I want to be as close to as possible.
It's something that fuels you to do better. I mean, why look at someone who's doing worse than you? You look up to the people who are doing better than you, so that you want to attain the same kind
and
of
become my inspiration.
Exactly.
And motivate us to also be like her.
So it's a good thing to have a frenemy.
It's a good thing,
What about you, Anita? Have you ever had one?
I can't think of anyone I would consider a frenemy. I think for me, I've kept my circle of people, the people that I like. And there are very few people that reach the category where I would say, I don't quite like you, what's wrong with you? I have not reached that.
Had a moment where you saw someone and, yes, inspiring is one, but you envied what they have and what they're able to achieve?
Oh, I admire it.
Okay, so it's the choice of words also is important here. Yeah,
because that's how I feel. Because the words that I use reflect the way I feel.
That's right.
So it's more of admiration. I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. I wish I could learn something from her, So I would, for me personally, frenemy does not exist in my world because I decide, what they are to me and how they impact me. So when I say they are, wow, I'm so inspired by you, then it gives me the feel to say, I want to hang around that person more and I want to wish them the best as well. And my day will come just as how her day has come. So that's been how I have grown up for the past many, many, many decades.
That's a very positive mindset and mentality to put on? Because perhaps, yes, the word frenemy has a negative connotation to it.
Yeah.
So I think the choice of words is very important when we are expressing our feelings, expressing ourselves.
Exactly.
That will reflect who we are, right? But the idea of rivalry, based on your experiences, Dato', do you think that is something that, yes, it has existed since forever, or is it a concept that has been amplified by society?
If you look into the whole entire narrative that we have here in the society that you mentioned, sometimes the society loves negative stories on rivalry.
It's entertaining to them.
It's entertaining, it's a drama, and that can sell.
Exactly.
Right. But if we were to, again, push it into a more positive form on rivalry versus, I put it, silent rivalry versus sisterhood.
Okay.
So then that becomes positive in the context that we actually want to put in place the positivity of a relationship. Now, I must say that rivalry is a reality in the society, right? And we did mention that it sells stories. It's able to put in a lot of different form of narratives into it. But do we condone that?
Yeah.
Or do we put in something, a solution to it? And this is where I thought that by putting in that sisterhood among females would be able to enhance and bring down that rivalry note, but that women support each other.
Is that narrative that we put out is very important. Again, how we say it, how we convey it. Sometimes society jadi batu api.
Correct.
They want to garner some kind of rivalry among women when actually it can be turned into something better like sisterhood. We can work together, collaborate.
Yeah, but then the stories of sisterhood doesn't catch the media. Right? The stories of rivalry would catch the media. So this is where we feel that, by putting across a different perspective, a different narrative of strengthening sisterhood among women and supporting other women would probably be the ones that we'll be pushing for as we move forward. Because we are not going backwards. We hope that we can push forward 10 steps forward to be able to create a new generation, a new society that I would say challenge the norm. The norm celebrates rivalry, but let us now change the mindset of the future generation. Let's celebrate success among women. Let's support each other. Let's mentor each other, coach each other, so that we become a better version of ourselves.
When I talk to men and women, I've asked this question with 20, 30 people in a group, and I've asked them, how many of you believe you can get a promotion? How many of you want it? They don't even want it. So my question is, why didn't they put up their hand and say, given a choice, I would want that promotion. I think I'm good enough. I can. The hands don't go up. So my question is, what is it in them that is causing all these things? Because end of the day, we can say it's rivalry. People from the outside look at us a certain way. That does not matter, because at the end of the day, what's our response to it? So I help people with this. I help people with transformation, because we can't change political situations. We can't change how an organization is built. We can't change the culture overnight. But I can change the way I feel, probably in 48 hours. I can decide to feel differently about myself. I can decide to believe differently about myself in 48 hours.
It's all about internalizing what you absorb around you. We want to know more about the stories and also the experiences that you had while coaching and meeting with all these women. But hold those thoughts, and also Dato', because we'll be right back with more conversations on frenemies. Welcome back. You're watching Women Talk, where we are talking about frenemies. Can women truly thrive together? We are still here with Dato' Hafsah and also Anita, where we talked about just now on real sisterhood, what it means. And what it means is that there must be awareness among us ladies, among us women, and also the courage to look at each other and support each other, work hand in hand and be united.
That's right.
Some people have this perception, oh no, never mix the two together. Friendships and even like family relationships and business don't work together. Once you get into business with a friend, your friendship is in jeopardy, it's over. What do you think, Dato'?
I love this question.
Yeah.
By virtue of the fact that I was a CEO of SME Corp before for 23 years, working together with a lot of women entrepreneurs out there. And yes, these entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, they are friends. They support each other. They help each other to grow. And why is this becoming a very important narrative on whether they are friends and yet they can help to grow each other's business? Is by virtue of the fact that if you do the business alone, then you are actually not commanding the marketplace, rather than you do the business together with so many other friends of yours, right? So when you create a volume game there, then your business will thrive, and then your business will grow even faster. And here is where we talk about supply chain management. So what we did before was that each of these women, they help each other all along the supply chain. Does not mean that just if you, for example, bake, what do you call it, cookies and others, but along the supply chain, what you need is people who have the containers, people who are doing the logistics. People who's helping you to do the branding, and people who's helping you to do the marketing. So if at all these women come together and help each other, can you imagine? Your business will thrive, not only just thrive, but also grow in unprecedented manner.
Yes, and you're going to diversify your products.
And you diversify your products because you're not literally competing with each other.
Yes.
You are actually helping each other and knowing each other's strength and knowing each other's skill sets, and combining all these forces together. So yes, these people, these women entrepreneurs, they all more often than not become friends, and all this happens through networking. And how does this networking happen? Just as you already have alluded to, you attended the ASEAN Women Economic Summit. At that hall, that 1,000 packs, they did nothing else but network. And for me, I believe in the principle that when you come home every day, make sure that you bring minimum 10 new cards. And don't just look at the cards when you get back home. When you have those 10 new cards, the first thing is you got to connect, right? The first C is connect to them, talk to them. And talking means communicate, right? Send emails to them. Hey, we met at AWES back then, you know, and I'd like to pursue some business opportunities, And then you collaborate with them, right? And of course, you'll be able to now grow your business together as you now are not just their friends, but business partners.
What if you were friends first? You were not an entrepreneur, not a business owner. You were friends first, and you decide to venture into a business together. Is that a good idea? Will that, transpire the term frenemies?
I would say it's a good idea if you share similar values. I think if you both have different values, you're going to have that conflict. And you can be two amazing people separately on your own. But when you come together, if your values are not the same, or at least similar, if your priorities are not the same, your goals are not the same, and your attitudes are not in sync, then that would be a recipe for disaster. Because I've seen two people work together really well. They make it for years and years and years. And I've also seen two great people just split and lose the friendship. Because they just, maybe their personalities were not matching. You know what I mean? They're so different in their personalities.
You could be friends, but not business partners.
Exactly. So in some cases, So there's no hard and fast rule to say, oh, never join with a friend, you know. But I've heard this, never do business with family. I've heard that too, right? Why does that come about? Again, because of history. Because someone went through a relationship or business relationship with another woman and it was disaster, right? So they passed the message around, never ever, start a business with your friend. So there's always history. So again, how do we think? What's our worldview of businesses, same gender? What's our stand? Really, it's personal, but I think the key points are values, your personalities. Do they complement each other, right? And your attitude. If you're the type to be teachable, you're humble, you want to learn, you're willing to listen to the other person, and you complement each other, then that's a powerful partnership.
Now, a common thread that I've been talking about in almost all episodes on Women Talk is about social media. So let's talk about social media, especially how it affects women and how they want to be portrayed or seen as. So of course, everyone is using social media. They're looking at people and making up their own perceptions on what people are. We will talk about that. Hold your thought. I know, Dato', you want to say something really eagerly, but we're going to go for a quick break and we're going to talk about how social media has been impacting women. We'll be right back. welcome back to Women Talk, where we are talking about frenemies and how women can truly thrive together. We were talking about social media just now. I was asking Anita and Datuk Hafsa about the impact of social media, no matter what profession we're in as women, even housewives. They have this pressure to look a certain way, to appear a certain way on social media, but behind closed doors, people don't know that they have to deal with a conflict resolution, for instance, that there's a struggle behind that upkeep or that very together appearance.
Why I was excited about this topic on social media is the fact that, you see, if at all, during my 68 years in life, right, what I'm saying, this particular instrument called social media can actually break or make a person.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Right?
Anita as well.
Because, and that's so powerful, the communication that we have today through social media. And you rightly mentioned that, on the, what do you call it, camera, or when they are doing their TikTok whatsoever, they are their very best. But at the back, they got 1,001 things that they got to deal with, right? But here is where, if I were to move in and create a movement on social media for women, irrespective of whether they are housewives or whether they are teachers, for example, or they are entrepreneurs, right? If at all through social media, we women can say one thing good about other women, but why not? Then that creates the whole entire context. I've forgotten about my 1,001 things I've got to do. But the fact that at least there's this one woman who actually celebrates my success, acknowledge what I did when I did it right, with a good intention, for example. And I believe that if we do this, we'll be able to create the abundance among women and the feel-good factor among women. If the three of us, when we go back and say, hey, I had a very good session on Women Talk today, our three social media would now multiply into so many million more, for example.
So I'm sure
you got a lot of followers, right? So therefore, here we celebrate women's success. We celebrate the fact that Nadia has been a good hostess at Women Talk, for example. And by celebrating other people's success, I would imagine that we now are creating a movement of celebrating women as some, what do you call it, a gender in the society, not just a side plate, but on the main menu now.
Exactly. Now, it's not just collaboration that's the key word, it's celebrating. So I'm glad that you brought that up. Now, Anita, among the women that you have coached, I'm sure some of them have had their struggles or challenges, especially with social media, because it's something that they can't avoid. You know, sometimes because of the profession or because of their work, they need to be out there in the public eye. How difficult is it for them?
I think the biggest challenge is being different on screen and off screen, right? Off screen, like what you said, there are so many struggles, and even if they are business partners, you know, they could feel like we just had an argument yesterday, but today now we're doing a shot and both of us are smiling and hugging and all that, and that's like wearing a mask just for the screen. It's not being authentic, and it doesn't take too long for people to catch you being two-faced, and it's a struggle, because you're saying, I want to be my best self for the screen, but we also need to be our best self to resolve conflicts, to be aligned how I am off screen and on screen. I remember very clearly during COVID when I had to move into online training, you know, and I started looking at the camera screen and I was like talking to people, and I got two of my closest friends to be there with me on Zoom. And I told them, you got to give me feedback, because I'm more of an in-person kind of a speaker, that I really don't like looking at a camera lens. But I did it. And after that, they told me, you know what? Your energy, the way, the stories, everything, you're the same on screen and off screen. I was like, okay, fingers crossed. That was my mission, because I cannot be two different kind of people. It eats at you. So if anybody is having to do that, I feel so sad for them, because it's going to drain them emotionally, mentally, and they're going to feel like they've got to be these two different kind of personas. And that's very dangerous for women when they do that. Even for men, but since it's women talk show.
Exactly, yes. So your advice, I mean, you would guide women to be as authentic and genuine as they can in front of the camera. To me, I think, why not you show the challenges or struggles that you are currently facing. If you're having some problems, some issues, be open and transparent about it, because we're all humans. And when we do that, we will not see each other as frenemies. We'll see each other as another human being. I suppose.
But yet again, while we want to be open, I think we need to be open with limitations, with caution, I would say, so as not to throw in certain, I call it washing dirty linen in the public. So, and henceforth, I think, yes, we need to be open, but yet I think we have to be very, very cautious of the fact that, and wise of the fact that, you know, we are talking now to millions of audience, and we want to show the best of that person. So, and that's the reason why I thought that if at all we need to celebrate someone else and put through, be able to make the good, the viewing of not so much a drama of the person, but why not? I believe in the principle that, you know, when we lead with empathy. So put ourselves in that position's, that person's position. How does it feel like, right? To be thrown out in public, for example. And then we will celebrate success with humility, you mentioned. And I believe if we do everything with the right sense of purpose, we're going to get it.
Women are definitely capable of all that, but sometimes it's just by nature. Our emotions get the best of us, and we get carried away. But I think that's why we need that community of strong women together. We remind each other, we help each other stay on the right track.
And helping the next gen as well. The younger ones coming up.
Yes, I wish we can talk about the younger generation as well. We are learning a lot from them, but unfortunately time has flown by so quick. We are already at the end of our show. So before we wrap up, Anita and Dato', your last words, words of wisdom, words of advice to women out there. Maybe they do have a frenemy, maybe they're feeling left out or left behind. What do you say to them? Can I start with Anita?
For me, I would say if you really want to do something great, find the people that will champion you, that will cheer you on. Choose your friends wisely and believe in yourself, because belief drives behavior. Whatever you believe about yourself is going to drive you to behave a certain way. So change your belief about who you are, what you're capable of doing, and you'll be able to do so much more than now.
There you go. Thank you, Coach Anita and Dato'.
Yeah, I think for me, I think I'd like to create a movement. Let us celebrate.
You've already done that, Dato'. The movement. I want to be part of it too.
Let's celebrate other women's success. You know, even in small forms, in different ways that we can celebrate them. Because I think by doing that, then we're able to create what you call this entire movement, that we women support each other, that we women celebrate leadership with humility, we celebrate success with a lot of passion and empathy, and what we're pushing forward together, all of us have got a different sense of purpose, and that sense of purpose will define us who we are today.
Brilliant. Thank you so much to Anita and Dato' Hafsah for being here on Women Talk, talking about frenemies. You know, you both have different perspectives on whether there are such things as frenemies, but whatever it is, I think it's important for women to come together, collaborate, celebrate each other, work hand in hand, and let's not bring each other down. Let's create a space where it's safe for all of us, and a space where we can thrive and create more opportunities.
Absolutely.
So, thank you once again to Anita and Dato'. Now, to our viewers, remember that every act of support counts. Please do also follow us on social media at Women Talk TV3 and TV3 Malaysia. Let's keep the conversations going. I am Nadia Azmi. It has been great on this episode of Women Talk, where we hear about real stories and real struggles from real experts. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.